Good morning and welcome back to our fourth Anchored in the Word morning reflection. And today we're going to look at this passage and kind of break down how it practically impacts our life on a daily basis. And we will look at some final thoughts, Lord willing, tomorrow, but this will kind of begin that application side of the psalm. And so we've seen the importance of worshiping God with passion. We've seen the importance of worshiping Him with understanding. We've seen the importance of worship starting with reflection on who He is, what He has promised, how He has worked personally in our lives, and ultimately how He is able to accomplish what seems to be impossible. All of this is the ground we've covered this week. Well, this morning we want to take it into our daily lives. And so let's go ahead and turn again to Psalm 47. We'll read the passage and then begin working our way through some practical thoughts. It says, "O clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob whom He loved. Selah. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praise to God, sing praises. Sing praises unto our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth on the throne of His holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted." This morning I want to focus in on the fact that our worship should shape every area of our life. And there's a New Testament passage that comes to mind when I think about that, and that is Romans chapter 12. It says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service." Now, this passage is different in one sense. When he uses the word, "I beseech you, therefore," the therefore is built essentially on the gospel. And Paul has laid out all kinds of truths about the gospel. Now, when we go to Psalm 47, he's emphasizing God's character and the uniqueness of His relationship to Israel and some eschatological things. So the therefore in Psalm 47 and the therefore in Romans 12 are slightly different, but they are focusing in on worship that flows out of an understanding of God's work on our behalf. And so when we think about who God is and what He has done, specifically in the gospel and redeeming us to Himself, there's a response. We're to present our bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, our reasonable service. And that should shape several things. First of all, our mindset. And we see this all throughout Psalm 47. We should have the mindset in this world of overcomers. That doesn't mean that we don't experience heartache and challenges. What it does mean is that we are on the winning side. And we see that in scriptures like Psalm 46. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. God is tested. And then, verses 8 through 10, "Behold the works of the Lord." Here's what He did. "What desolations He has made in the earth. He makes wars to cease to the ends of the earth. Be still, know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I'll be exalted in the earth." And so what do we see in those Psalms, Psalm 46 leading up to this? We see the test of the people, and God's word is on the line, and He demonstrates His faithfulness. We go to Psalm 48, the next psalm after Psalm 47. He says, "Walk about Zion, go round about her, and tell the towers thereof. Mark ye well her bulwarks. Consider her palaces, and tell it to the generation following. This is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even unto death." So the mindset is one of overcoming. And we see that emphasized in Psalm 46, 47, and 48. Then we think of the need for focus on the fact of who is truly in charge. And the answer is, it is God. God is in control. God is the one who's working. Psalm 124, verse 1. "If it had not been for the Lord who is on our side, they would have swallowed us up quickly when their wrath was kindled against us. Our help is in the name of the Lord who has made heaven and earth." Isaiah 1:9, "Except the Lord of hosts had left us a very small remnant, we would have been as Sodom, and we would have been as Gomorrah." Lamentations 3, "It is of the Lord's mercies we are not consumed. His compassions fail not. They're new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness." And so it is God who protects us. It is God who preserves us. It is God who lifts us up in those heartaches of life. And so we see the need for focus and we see the need for perspective. But there's a third, and that is the need for passion. We should love God with all of our being. Deuteronomy 6:5, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. And the last thing I want to mention is an attitude of gratitude. Ingratitude is the fountain of idolatry. And when we go to Romans chapter 1, we see that when mankind knew God, they did not glorify him as God. They were unthankful, they became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Where did it all start? It started with an unwillingness to be grateful to God as one should be. And so I want to leave you with these final thoughts today, that worship should cover every aspect of our lives. It should cover our perspectives. It should cover our attitudes. It should encapsulate every aspect of who we are. And so I pray that this morning, as you think on these things will begin to flow into all of your life. Have a blessed rest of your day, and Lord willing, we'll meet again tomorrow. Bye now.